Hey guys, so it's Tuesday and we're back to read another book. Today we're going to read a book called Caps for Sale. It's a tale of a peddler, some monkeys, and their monkey business. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like an ordinary peddler carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. First, he had on his own checked cap, then a bunch of gray caps, then a bunch of brown caps, then a bunch of blue caps, and on the very top, a bunch of red caps. You see his caps? Can you count how many caps he has on his head? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. He has 17 caps on his head. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight so as to not upset his caps. As he went along, he called, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up the street and he walked down the street calling, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" But nobody wanted any caps that morning. Nobody wanted even a red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," said he. And he walked out of town, slowly, as to not upset his caps. He walked very slowly because he didn't want for his caps to fall. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. "That's a nice place for a rest," thought he. And he sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back little by little against a tree trunk so as to not disturb the caps on his head. Then he put up his hand to feel if they were straight. First he checked his own cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps on the very top. They were all there, so he went to sleep, and he slept for a long time. When he woke up, he was refreshed and rested. But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place. All he felt was his own checked cap. All 17 of his caps went missing. What do you think happened? Who do you think took them? Let's see. He looked to the right of him, no caps. He looked to the left of him, no caps. He looked in the back of him, no caps. He looked behind the tree, no caps. Then he looked up into the tree. And what do you think that he saw? What do you think that he saw? Let's see. On every branch sat a monkey. On every monkey, there was a gray or brown or blue or red cap. So if there were 17 hats, then how many monkeys were there? 17. The peddler looked at the monkeys. The monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he spoke to them. "You monkeys, you," he said, shaking a finger at them. "You give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him and said, "Tss, tss, tss." This made the peddler angry. So he shook both hands at them and said, "You monkeys, you, give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook their hands back at him and said, "Tss, tss, tss." Now he felt quite angry. He stamped his foot and said, "You monkeys, you better give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, "Tss, tss, tss." Does it look like he's going to get his caps back? I don't know. Let's see. By this time, the peddler was very, very angry. He stamped both his feet and shouted, "You monkeys, you must give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped both their feet back at him and said, "Tss, tss, tss." At last, he became so angry that he pulled off his own cap, threw it on the ground, and began to walk away. So he was pretty upset that he couldn't get his caps back. But then each monkey pulled off his cap. And all the gray caps and all the brown caps and all the blue caps and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. It was raining caps. So the peddler picked up his caps and put them back on his head. First he checked his own cap, then all the gray caps, then all the brown caps, then all the blue caps, then all the red caps on the very top. And slowly, he walked back to town calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." The end. That was caps for sale. Do you see why the story said a tale of a peddler, some monkeys and their monkey business? Because all they did was repeated everything that he did, but he got his caps back. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed. See you tomorrow.